Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk videos. And if you do like yarn content in general, do please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so you get notified whenever I do post new videos. But yeah, we have a few updates this week, and of course life has been progressing and I've been so ever busy. But as always, we cannot really start talking about yarn before just quickly discussing my choice of tea for today, which is the Pickwick black tea with a hint of lemon. So it's the lemon black tea from a Pickwick. And yeah, so that's my tea choice of today. A lot of things has happened the past week. Like work has been really busy, and I've progressed on my projects, but not as far as I really originally intended because work was busy. And then Friday, I got an email from our recruitment department because about 2 weeks ago, I decided let's apply for a new function within the company. I needed a new challenge. And the recruitment part of the company mailed me on Friday saying, we need you to take this assessment to progress with the interviews and so on. And I'm like, okay, sure. They wanted the assessment back today. And I spent most of my weekend basically trying to work that out because I'll be 100% honest, this assessment demanded me to use math that I've not been using for at least 15 years, ever since school, basically. But it was cool. It was a challenge. If I don't get it, I'm fine. If I do get it, of course, I will say yes to it, depending on a few factors. But right now, it's just a progress. We'll see where it ends. It's not something that I will bother you anymore with right now. But that's one of the reasons that I've been busy and not gotten as much done as I had hoped. I do, as usually, set this marker for my projects to help me get an overview of how far I progressed. And I realized some of my projects don't really have a marker anymore. It's what it is. For my baby blanket, this is where I ended last week. And I've only managed to complete, let's say, 1.5 rows, basically. Not 1.5 rows, round. So it's like a third of a round, approximately. The thing is, I did change yarn last week. As you can see, I need to weave in some ends, which I will weave in when the round is completed. I can see it's actually as it should be. And the yarn I'm using for this is this lovely ice yarn. So you can see it has this lovely speckled coloring. It's an acrylic yarn. It doesn't have a specific number. Yeah, it's a sales yarn and it's not there anymore, so it doesn't really help for me getting you this number. But it's just 100% acrylic. So the thing is, after I changed yarn, even though they were in the same parcel or that lot, I have the idea that this yarn is slightly ever bit so thicker, but it's still working out nicely. And yeah, I've just not had time to basically work on this project yet, or much. So that's a little bit been on a back burner, not intentionally, just yeah, been busy. I had a goal then when it comes to the Leave on Me blanket, not Leave on Me blanket, Leave Me On vest. That's the right name. To actually have the back panel completely finished and ready to start on the front panels. Nope, I did not make that goal, simply because I already told you. But I did reach to make a few rows, such as when I was taking a break from the assessment. And as you can see, you can really see easily here that how this whole piece is progressing for the gap of the arm. And I do believe I miss about 5 or 6 rows. And this back panel will be complete. So it is really starting to be this nice piece of absolutely lovely project. And I think we can both agree that it is a very lovely leafy pattern. So this week, I hope that I do have less work, basically. So I have more time to at least get this goal done of having the back panel finished for my next Jan Talk video. So for next Monday, that's the target for sure. If I'm gonna make that target, time will show. We shall see. But it would be so nice that if I could start on the front panels, then I only need to do 2 front panels. Of course, they need to be mirrored of one another because my intention of the front panels is to do it with a V shape for the remainder of the west. So that I do have something a bit more summery for the maybe late chillier days. It is getting spring here, and finally you can actually even feel it spring here. It's like this week is kind of like 20-ish degrees Celsius, and that would be 70, 72-ish maybe Fahrenheit. It's sunny. We still see some rain, but generally you can actually feel that it's starting to warm up a bit more. So it's not like you think it's warmer, but it's still chilly. But still, if it really starts raining, it chills down fast. So, but in generally, it's nice that I can feel it's getting summer. It makes me happy. So I'm also working on my bag, which is kind of like, the pattern is from a cosmetic bag, but this bag, my original idea was to use it for my crochet hooks, but I might repurpose it and find some other yarn and make a new one for the crochet hooks, because right now I think it's maybe a little bit long. It's looking like this. You can see I've raised a few more rows, and now you can really see the lovely texture this stitch is giving us. And just, let's see, just gonna grab one of my prim hooks. The idea was for my prim hooks to move in, but as you can see, it will have like lots of air left. I'm not sure if that's intentional. If that's ideal, I would rather say. Like, it needs a bit of air, but maybe I should option to make it like only this size for anyone. And I think I do have some shorter zippers laying somewhere, so I could make that from another yarn and then repurpose this one once it's done. The stitch is basically, I made a chain of an uneven number, and then first you just basically single crochet it all the way around to have this flat starting point, and then you start doing the long single crochet alternate. Let's try again. Then you complete the following stitches by one single crochet and then a long single crochet and a single crochet, long single crochet, so you keep alternating them. And that's basically what's showing this. So you can see those slightly more like out popping pieces would be the long single crochets that you can see creating this lovely texture. And it is a very lovely texture. It's made in 100% cotton, and as you can see here, it's 2 strands I hold together, and it's the 4/8 ply cotton, which is basically a 2-weight yarn from Mayflower. This would be the skeins I'm using, but this would be the original. It's the junior. It's called Jeans Blue, which is colorway 1421. 50 grams in a skein, 170 meters. I'm expecting to use no more than 2 skeins completing this, basically. And that will be these 2, and I might even stop before then. We will see. Time will show. But that's what I'm working on, and of course this is gonna come in a zipper. I did ask you last time if you thought I should add a lining in it or not. I think the conclusion is that in this one I will add a lining, and then I might, as just mentioned, make a bit shorter version just for my crochet hooks where I will be not adding a lining. In any case, I will be needing to do some shopping, and I will be doing that tomorrow. And if I'm allowed, I will see if I can record a bit from the store to share with you guys, so you can see how brick and mortar shops could look in the Netherlands. There are plenty. Most of those that I visit are smaller stores. We do have big brick and big brand stores, but not in the same way that the Americans have Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, etc. And do know, I envy you. I envy you. You might not believe it, but you guys are in heaven. Like, if I would go to what would be the closest to my Walmart, which would be like just one big store where you can get a bit of everything, they would not even have a yarn aisle. At least, not where I found in the Netherlands. If there is any Dutch people even watching this and you know where there is like a big box store like Walmart kind of thing that has a yarn aisle, let me know, because I will have to sometime figure out how I get there and visit it and check it out. But the fact is, from what I know, we don't really have those. We have some of the big box stores, and I'm trying to see if I can get to visit some of those as well and grab some footage from their yarn collection, which is really limited compared to what you guys are used to. And then you will also understand why I shop most of my yarn on the internet. Of course, we do have small, only yarn related or craft related stores. But there are not as many there as there used to be for various reasons. But yeah, so if I get around doing that, of course, I will do that and I will share it with you guys. And also kind of depends on what they allow for me to do in the shops. And I will make some sort of come shop with me compilation, and I may need to do some voiceover of it, and we'll figure it out. I'll see if I can at least get some footage for you guys to see. But next to this, I'm also, of course, trying to design my own scarf with a leafy pattern, bits partially inspired from the leaf neon vest. And I've not had that much time to work on it. And I started from the top going down with this. And as you can see, because when I stretch it out here, you can see it's not keeping shape. And it's because when I do this, I can see, depending on where I stretch it, that the stitches doesn't completely add up, which makes it wrinkle a bit. And maybe it can be fixed with blocking, but it's not ideal. So this is basically, this concept of the design is basically a little bit on a back burner. You can see it slowly starting to appear here, and it is not looking bad. But if I want to make a design that's friendly for tutorials and for patterns, this is not the way to go, because each row will be 100% unique. And you will basically have to write the unique pattern for every damn row. It's gonna be a nightmare to work with. I'm likely gonna flog this and redo it if I figure out how to do the pattern. Right now I haven't, because it depends if I figure out the pattern off. If I don't, I will probably see if I can work this and get closer to something that's less crinkly. I do like it though, it's not bad. But it's not ideal from what I want. The yarn I'm using is this lovely cotton cake. It's a cotton cake from Stanley Yarns, which is basically a dark blue into a more minty, which goes to a light mint. Not blue, green. I can't even see colors today. I should know this is green. Dark green, and then goes into a more lighter mint green. I do believe I'm probably gonna flog this if I figure out how to work the right pattern the way I want, especially also because the idea I have, well, let's talk about this pattern a bit. I have tried to test if it was possible instead when starting from top going down. Because first I was like, okay, you start with one repeat and then you expand it. But then I would have to start cutting yarns, and I don't think that is ideal. And then I went back to let's start from the top and go down. But then how many rows can you do with the cake I have, and how would we calculate that the best possible? And I didn't really get further than just making the repeat, and then the idea is to decrease and then work the following part down here just to see if it was possible. Now I'm like looking at it and I'm like, it's probably possible, but it's still gonna be a little bit like chunky. So now I'm actually going back to the original thought of starting from the tip, working like that. And this is just a random cotton that I had laying around, which was already an open skein, and I don't intend to use it for the blue. I just use it to see if my ideas work up, and then I can flog it because it's an easy yarn to flog. And I'm gonna flog this one because when I was working with this assessment yesterday using all this math, I was like, hey, you weren't sure if that was gonna work, and now you're thinking about it and it might not be ideal, but maybe this could work. And that's exactly what I say, start from the bottom and work up. So that's what I'm gonna probably do. I'm gonna flog this and I'm gonna try to see if I can do something like that. That's gonna be really nice and neat and so on. Much more on that to come. And yeah, then if you watched my Podiversary video last week, you will also notice that I started on a new project, and I'm just gonna see if I can find it for you guys. The new project that I am working on is basically going through some of my older scrap yarns, and I'm going to make hats because I talked with my mom, who's a voluntary in Denmark in an organization that works on collecting yarns basically, and from those yarns they do beanies, socks, shawls, etc. To help homeless or people with less or fewer means. And I thought sometimes I do have yarn where I'm not really sure what the final purpose should be, and sometimes it's also not a yarn which I'm like, okay, this would be fine for a giveaway because it might not be enough or sufficient for a giveaway sometimes. So I was like, yeah, maybe I could just, who knows, crochet some beanies, because I'm definitely not in the mood to do socks, and not all yarn is good for socks. But I thought this could actually probably be really, really good for beanies. And I asked my mom if they would receive crochet beanies, and they were like, yeah, sure, like any donation would be great. So I got in the mood and I found some of my yarns and decided, okay, let's crochet some beanies. And I'm working basically on a beanie, which is this lovely, lovely orange. But as you can see, it's a bulky yarn. It's very bulky because I am using my 9mm prim crochet hook, which is probably the biggest hook I've ever used until date. I have bigger hooks, not used them. This has to be a first. I'm working on this lovely beanie, and it's from an ice yarn. I do have a second skein here, and it's a bit messy skein. It's a bulky weight, it's 100% acrylic, but except that there isn't really much to talk about this yarn. It's some yarn I got in, let's say it, mystery box, mixed lots, sales lot, and I couldn't really figure out what to use the yarns for. I had 3 skeins, but some of the yarns do have some tight knots in them. You can actually even see it here. Like, I wouldn't want to give this away. I decided just to use it and repurpose it for a good purpose. And therefore, I'm making beanies. And I haven't actually even tried, but as you can see, I'm still missing some length. And considering I only have this left of the skein, I will need the second skein to finish it up. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. It could be better, I think, because it is a little bit like, it feels a little bit back-like, but it helps when you take it on, so I think it's just coincidence. And of course it is chunky, so that's maybe also a part of how it and why it looks like it does. But I think it's gonna be nice. The idea is good. I like the possibility to repurpose my yarn and my skills to help people that's not having as easy place in life as some of the rest of us do. So that's what I'm doing. I will make this collection of various random crochet stuff that I will be donating for Beanie Wise. And I will bring that with me to Denmark or give it to my parents, depending on if I go there first or if they see me here first. But yeah, I will bring a collection back and forth. And that's basically the idea of it. That was that. Yeah, I think I grabbed and surrounded everything that's been going on the past week, except for, of course, the podiversary. Had a hidden giveaway in it. And if you haven't participated in it yet, I would warmly recommend you to go back and watch my podiversary. I will link to it here in the description box down below, just like I usually link to patterns, yarn hauls for the projects I've been showing you guys here, etc. Also down below. That yarn giveaway in a podiversary contains some really awesome flower cake yarns. So yeah, do check it out if you haven't participated yet. I do warmly recommend it. Further than that, yeah, that giveaway ends tomorrow, by the way. So you have less than 24 hours to check it out. So that's just a quick heads up. Further than that, we do have a new giveaway coming up on Thursday. So stay tuned for that one. I still need to go through and find the exact yarns I want to stop into this giveaway, which is probably something I'm gonna do tomorrow. And maybe if I have enough time between my appointments and everything, and this shopping, etc., I will see if I can get it pre-recorded so it's ready to go Thursday morning. Because I ended up taking off the day tomorrow because I ended up getting more appointments. So it would in the end not make much sense to actually go to work. Anyhow, that's on Thursday. We have a new giveaway coming up. Stay tuned for that. Friday, we do have a new yarn haul video. That yarn haul will be my second official yarn haul from Tweedehands Woolwinkel. And I have more yarn haul videos coming up in May as well. Plenty of more things are coming as well. And I am planning on working on some small tutorial videos, stitch tutorials, etc. They will also eventually come up. So much more things to come here. So therefore, as I said in the very beginning, if you like yarn content, don't forget to subscribe to my video if you haven't done that already, and hit that notification so you get notified whenever I do post these videos. If you have watched until now, I say thank you very much for your warm support. And except for that, yeah, I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be tomorrow, when I'm going to draw the winner from the podiversary giveaway. Take care until we see you again. Have a great week. Bye.